Okay, what is your name?
Brent Brady.
And how old are you, Brent?
I'm 18.
So this is your first caucus?
First caucus, yep. This is my first caucus.
And who are you down here voting for today?
I'm voting for Obama, baby.
Were you at his speech on Saturday?
I was.
And what is it about his message that you like?
I just like that he's the most amazing public speaker we've heard since JFK. He has the power to influence anybody, and I think that's an important trait of leaders.
You're not the first person that's said that. Were you expecting anything like the crowd that's down here today?
Oh, with a man like Obama, I mean, it's hard not to.
There's been a lot more young voters coming out this year, in the 4 times the amount in South Carolina, and I'm sure it's going to be the same way here. Is there something particularly about his message that you think appeals to youth?
He does. He has a strong belief in education, and most young people are, tend to be the ones getting educated. And, he's promised tuition, stipends for community service, and a bunch of different things that's going to benefit the youth.
And where do you go to school?
Right now I'm a senior at Boise High.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It was nice to meet you, Brent. Hi, we're here at the Idaho Democratic Caucus in Ada County at Quest Arena, and I'm here with some of my friends that are volunteers in the Barack Obama campaign. We have Adrian and Adriana and, I'm sorry, I forgot it again, hon. Jamie. And Jamie, and we're going to talk to them a little bit about the policies that they like about Obama's campaign. Adrian, why don't you go first? You were at his speech on Saturday?
Yeah, I was. I really liked his education and how he wants to give $4,000 to the students every year as long as they do community service. I think it's really important for people to get into involved in their community, even if at first they don't want to. They're probably going to start enjoying it after a while. That's why I like Obama.
Great. What kind of turnout were you guys expecting tonight? Is this anything like what you were expecting?
Well, we were hoping the same turnout as sorry, we're hoping the same turnout as the actual rally. So we were really pushing to call people up and tell them about the caucus and everything. So we were hoping it would be big, but I think it's going to exceed our expectations. We're hoping it will, at least.
It's getting really loud in here. What kind of campaign activities have you guys been participating in?
Basically calling people and talking to people at our school, getting them really pumped up. We had a mock caucus, was it yesterday? Yesterday at lunch, which a lot of people showed up to, so that was cool. And just really showing up to rallies and stuff. Sign making. Oh, the sign making.
Well, thank you guys so much. It's great talking to you, and it's really great seeing young people out here. So you guys have fun.
Thank you.
Hi, we're here at the Idaho Democratic Caucus in Ada County, and I'm here with some of my friends that are wearing some very interesting mustaches today. Okay, I have to ask you about those first off.
It's a political statement.
What kind of political statement?
We're still figuring that one out.
We wanted to look very official for our first little political participation.
So this is your first caucus?
Yes, it is.
Are you guys in high school?
Yeah, we are. We go to Boise High.
Okay, how old are you?
18.
I'm 17.
Okay, great. Are you going to be 17 in time to vote?
18, yes.
Oh, the 18 in time to vote? So, are you guys both voting for Barack?
Yeah, we are.
What is it about his message that makes you want to vote for him?
It's not so much the issues that he has, it's just that he seems so genuine when he speaks. A lot of politicians, you kind of get strange vibes from the things they're saying, but he seems to be pretty truthful about what he's saying. So, that's my opinion.
What about you?
Well, originally I was going to go for Kucinich, and then I was going to go for Edwards, and now that they're both out, between Obama and Hillary, beyond what Austin was saying about his field, because first of all, we're electing someone who's going to represent everyone. He's going to represent our country to the rest of the world, so it needs to be someone who can make friends as opposed to enemies, someone who's outgoing and someone who can speak well. But beyond that, I don't really like Hillary's policy on her foreign policy, particularly with Iran. I was reading in the New York Times that she's open to using military force in Iran, and that's something that just doesn't fall right in my book.
Well, thank you for still talking while I think your face disappeared for a while.
That's
But
okay.
so, were you expecting anything like the turnout today? I mean, there's a huge crowd here. How long were you waiting in line?
We actually only had to wait in line for about 10 minutes before we came in. But I was not expecting this big of a turnout at all.
Well, I think at this point it doesn't seem to be whether they can fit everyone, it's whether they can fit all the Obama supporters. So,
Yeah.
did you guys have a chance to see him while he was in town?
I didn't. I was sleeping in after a hard night of supporting.
I'm sure, very hard night of supporting. What about you?
I was out of town actually, but I really would have liked to go see him. I had someone record the speech for me though, and it was nice.
So are you excited to be here at your first caucus? Is this your first real voting event?
Yeah, this is my first time, basically my first time participating politically, and I'm very excited.
Awesome, and you too?
Yes.
Excited to be here?
Yep, very.
Great, well I love your mustaches and thank you so much for talking with us. Have a lot of fun.
Nice to meet you.
You too. I'm here at the Idaho Democratic Caucus in Ada County with Bob and Steve, who are a few of the only undecided voters in the room, it seems like. And I think what everyone's wondering right now is, how can there be anyone here that's still undecided?
Well, I have to confess that whether I'm decided or not, this is the first caucus I've ever actually attended. And so, merely for the experience of experiencing the full effect of the caucus, I've decided to go undecided. Although, to be honest, I am undecided. I'm not even sure I'm a Democrat. Well, I think if not because there was not such a interest on this side of the line, the left side of the line, the Democratic side of the line, which I think I'm most familiar with.
It's all about the editing here,
Yes, it is.
And but on the other hand, I do think that this current campaign for presidency is about something much larger than merely presidents, and so there's an electricity in the air, which is probably there are so many Obama supporters, because this is Clinton is a little more run-of-the-mill, as it were, and Obama is the unknown. So, and apparently that works. I think people are desperate for answers.
Do you think that the fact that Obama came here over all the other candidates has something to do with why his supporters are here?
Sure. I don't think entirely, because I think the attendance at his event that he came for was a precursor to knowing that this was going to happen.
So you personally, were you expecting anything like the turnout that's happened so far today?
Today, nor at Obama's event over the weekend. No, I dumbfounded.
So come the end of the night, are you still going to be undecided?
Yes.
Yes, he is. Thank you very much. It was very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm here at the Idaho Democratic Caucus in Ada County with Stacy, who is the Students for Obama State Coordinator. Okay. And so why did you want to get involved in the campaign in the first place?
I started reading about Senator Obama probably a year and a half ago, and really just felt that this was the one candidate that was going to be able to bridge this divide between the two parties. Some of the viewpoints that he had about things that he'd seen in the Senate on either side of the aisle, and the ways that he dealt with that were just, it made perfect sense to me. And it was just, I thought, this guy is amazing. And I researched him, and I watched the 2004 convention speech, and I was like, yeah, this is the guy. And if he runs, I'm completely on board. And obviously he did, and this is what we have now. So,
are there any particular policies or anything certain about his message that really attracted you?
I think just like anybody, you hear the same overlying themes: the hope, the unity, the change. For me, it's more about who the candidate is as a man, who he is as a person, what his values are, the way that he was raised, the background that he has. He's not old Washington. He's not old politics. He's got this amazing division between white and black and young and old and foreign and domestic, and he speaks to so many different people on so many levels. I think that's what attracted me to him.
Was your organization prepared for the turnout that you had on Saturday or the turnout that you have here so far?
I would like to think that we were prepared for it, but shocked. I mean, we were really initially thinking, yeah, you know, if we can get 5,000 or 6,000 people out on Saturday, that would be awesome. And as everybody knows now, it was over 14,000 and turned thousands away. Today, obviously, we have probably 3/4 of this arena filled, and we have heard rumors that there's a mile-long line outside. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that anyone in line by 7 o'clock is still able to caucus and have their ballot casted, because just the fact that this is what's happening to the Democratic Party here in Idaho, this fire is just amazing.
So last thing, if you could say one thing to the young voters in Ada County, what would it be?
I would say get down here. Get down here and be involved and fight that apathy of thinking that there isn't a candidate that speaks to you and there isn't a candidate that carries your message. And if it's not Obama, make it someone. Get to the caucus, get involved, research the issues. It's too important of a time in our country right now to not care.
That's great advice. It was really nice to meet you, Stacey. Thank you.